Autopsy case. Let me tell you about our pathologist. He is a young man of 25 years of age of rather attractive appearance. In the middle of the semester he replaced our lecturer, who gave up our group. He just finished graduate school, he has little experience, but he teaches just fine. We listen to him with our mouths open. Since he dictates his lectures very quickly, we record his speech on a tape recorder. At one of his lectures he told us the following story. If anyone knows, in Rostov there is an Institute of Obstetrics and Pediatrics. For a considerable amount of money, our university buys the bodies of babies from the institute for students' practice and for the museum. I was a laboratory assistant to a pathologist there, sometimes helping him to dissect the bodies, but mostly just sanitizing. When I graduated, I was allowed to dissect the bodies myself, without assistance. On that day, our university had purchased a batch of cadavers after traffic accidents and small dead bodies from NIAP. The bodies of adults were handled by students of surgery. They looked at what and where to sew. I got the children. The batch was very decent, about 10 corpses. I decided to divide the work into 3 days. In the evening, having finished all the work, I came to the morgue and locked myself from inside. Only orderly Genya was with me. We placed the boy's corpse on the table. Genya awkwardly turned away from the table and asked to leave the section hall. The boy looked like his son. I let him, prepared all the instruments and began the autopsy. It was the first time I worked with children's corpses, so at least I acted slowly and carefully. I pulled the skin off the head and was about to open the skull when I heard a child crying. I dropped everything and ran to the refrigerators, thinking that the midwives had given us a live baby. Seeing me, Genya rounded his eyes. "What are you running around for?" I told him that there was a baby crying somewhere. Genya opened his mouth and said that I was crazy. No baby was crying. I waved my hand at him and checked all the children thoroughly just in case. All were without signs of life, livid, ice cold. I went back to work, examined the brain, opened further, and I began to hear the babies crying again. I rushed to the refrigerators for the second time. Johnny followed me. "Are you completely crazy?" As they lay, so they lie, no one cries. I got angry and locked myself in the sectional hall. As you know, the door is iron, heavy, doesn't let any sounds through. I took out the organs, checked them, diagnosed heart defect, put everything back in and started stitching. And again the baby cries. Only here, in the sectional hall. I thought it was Genya playing a trick on me, but he was sitting quietly in the corridor. And the crying didn't stop. I decided to finish my work quickly, referring to the fact that I had overworked today. I took the boy out, took the girl. As soon as I made the incision, I heard crying again, as if the baby was crying in pain. I do not know why, but I gave him anesthesia, as the infamous A. Sudarushkin. And indeed, the crying immediately stopped. Ever since then, I've believed in the existence of the beyond. And whenever I dissect children, I give them anesthesia.